what are maybe some samples, some ideas of formative assessments that you're using, that your teachers are using?
We use a lot of thinking maps right now as our students are learning how to read. Right now, all of our students are reading in both Spanish and English now, and so they're able to write and articulate their thoughts in words, but we use a lot of thinking maps so students can make their thinking visual and then be able to explain it orally. So we usually do a twofold formative assessment on a daily basis all day long. And then I took our kindergarten teachers through an ethnography study, so not necessarily action research, but really teaching our elementary teachers, when you're working through this PBL project, truly studying the actions of your students. When do you know if you're making the correct high inference judgment based on their low inference actions? So we started by just having the teachers take anecdotal records, but just using low inference notes. And that in itself took almost 6 weeks. Get teachers to just observe kids for what they were truly doing and not placing judgments around the actions that were happening. And so once they could truly start to take low inference notes, they could really see where each student was within the content that they were, math or science or social studies content that they're trying to uncover. They could really learn to plan their questions, plan their formative assessments based on student actions. So after that formative assessment, they can make those high inference judgments because they had evidence. They could look at what was actually happening with the student, write those actions down, look at those actions as they relate to mastering that standard that they're focused on, then make that high inference call and really come back and provide either spiral back to reteach something if a student missed it, or the ways in which they would shape their next piece of learning for that student.
So when you're talking high inference and low inference, I'm not sure everybody is comfortable with that language.
Sure.
Can you explain that a little bit, just so everybody is on the same page?
So low inference notes meaning Drew is sitting in his chair. Drew is nodding his head. Not Drew sitting comfortably in his chair and looks happy, because I'm making a judgment. I don't really know if you're comfortable and I don't really know if you're happy. And so then based on, I'm going to take that low inference note piece of evidence or information, I'm going to look at the work that was supposed to come out of that time period, and then I'm going to make a judgment, a high inference judgment on, did Drew really master content at that point, or did he really work with and apply the content at that point based on that formative assessment?